What's the hardest thing for you to comprehend about the American culture? Story 1. Water. Why are Americans so weird about water? I've lived here for 20 plus years and it still makes no sense to me. So many people will drink Coke or juice or Gatorade all day. And if they do drink water, it needs to be ice cold or flavored with Mio or some shit. Like, just drink the fucking water. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't like water." What the do you mean? Do you also not like breathing air? Do you breathe in Febreze all day? As the only one in the family who drinks water consistently, it's a sugar addiction. Nothing more, nothing less. As far as why we prefer cold water, if you look into it, cold drinks in general suppress taste receptors. So, if you have poor quality water, which pre-20th century most of us did, it's going to taste better the colder you can get it. Eventually, it just became a cultural preference. Story 2. Private health insurance that is tied to your employment. And sucks. And yet 50% of the population vehemently defend. It's so stupid. Yes, I'll happily pay $200 plus of my paycheck for private insurance that covers nothing and I can't use. Wait, they'll raise our taxes or allocate different uses in my current tax expenditures. I'll pay $30 more in taxes for health care? What kind of communism is this bullshit? I hate it. I already pay damn close to $100 a month in Medicare I can't even use. But people call it heresy to have some kind of government healthcare system for everyone. I'm no expert, but I almost guarantee that an option for government healthcare taken out of taxes in each paycheck will be substantially less than private insurance. And hell, just make it an option. If you want to opt out and keep private, cool. Now private is competing with cheap government healthcare. It makes me so damn mad. LMAO. Story 3. How caring about other people is a political stance and not just common decency. As an American who sees and has benefited from a great deal of compassion from most of my countrymen on a person-to-person level, the thing I cannot wrap my head around is how about half of these people have adopted "fuck you, I got mine" as a political philosophy. It's fucking maddening. Story 4. You Americans seem to have both the smartest and the stupidest humans on earth coexisting in your country. I think that happens everywhere. We're just louder than other countries in the media sphere. Story 5. Having to tip almost everywhere. It definitely makes sense at some places, but feel like we have to tip at the most random of places these days. It's so fucking weird. I was in a souvenir shop the other day where no real service was given. It wasn't even a restaurant. It was literally buying some scented candle or some shit, and sure enough, the lady flipped the screen around for me to sign, and there was like an automatic 25% tip added. I had to deselect it and move forward and complete the transaction. It drives me insane, and my kids think that I'm a major boomer when, almost everywhere you go, they present you with the opportunity to tip, like there's no service being rendered other than what you're paying for, and they still flip the screen around and ask if you want to pay at 10 or 15 or 20% tip. And there are multiple steps involved if you want to click no tip. Story 6. Why they don't include tax in the total price of something. Just include it and make life easier. I don't want to have to do the math every time I go there and buy something. Story 7. School mascots. Where I live, we just have teams and just play matches against people. In America, it's all like, "Go Eastern Eagles, ooga chaka, ooga chaka." And there would be some person in a cheapo eagle suit spinning a basketball on his fingers or something. You would have a full dramatic cheerleader dance-off before your match. We just shake hands and stare at each other. Sometimes mascots aren't even animals. My school's was a comet. Comet Man was terrifying. Story 8. Entree means main course. In the 19th century, when the French terms entered the U.S., the word entree meant the meal between fish and roast. This usually composed of a lighter meat like lobster or chicken. When America entered the 20th century, they cut out the heartier meals like roast and made lighter meats the focus of the meal. The word entree carried on to mean the focus of the meal to this day. In Europe, entree kept its origin of being the beginning of the real meal. America's kept the word's place in a mill, while Europe kept the word's actual French meaning. Story 9. American here. I still don't understand why we can't just try something outside of Republican or Democrat. Everyone always acts like the two-party system is great, but nobody is ever happy with the results. The voting system we use makes it virtually impossible for a third option to do well. Then, even if the third option did well, you eventually revert back to two parties. Let's use candy as an example. Say you have people deciding between Starburst and M&M's. That's how it's been. You have chewy, fruity candy versus crispy candy coated in chocolate, and vote to vote, it seemed to flip back and forth between the two. There is a section of voters that feel very strongly about chocolate or no chocolate, but enough in between that the winner changes. One day someone says, "Hey, I like the shape of M&M's but prefer fruity candy, so let's have Skittles instead." This is a novel new idea, and you get a bunch of the Starburst voters and some of the M&M voters to peel off, and they manage to win. Now it's time to vote again. The voters that really want chocolate are never going to change from M&M's, but the voters that definitely don't want chocolate have a problem here. Maybe they really prefer Starburst, but last vote Skittles won and Starburst didn't do so well. If they vote Starburst this time and some of the Skittles voters from last time switch back to M&M's, they might be stuck with chocolate. So ultimately, it's in their interest to vote for the most likely candy to win that they are okay with instead of one they actually prefer. In a way, they are voting against M&M's more than they are voting for anything else. Story 10. Lobbying. Legal bribery. What the hell? Also, why do you have to do your taxes? If the government, in the end, knows what you paid was what you actually owed, why not just tell you? Funnily enough, both of your points are related. There are many things that could be done to make filing taxes much easier, but big companies like H&R Block, who make their money from doing people's taxes for them, have lobbied the government for decades to keep it so complex. Story 11. How casual debt is. How easy it is to take out loans and credit cards in other people's names without their knowledge. That's why I recommend Bad Credit, the new awesome product that makes your information useless to everyone, including you. Story 12. Hearing the bald eagle screech every time I unwrap a slice of American cheese. American here. Fun fact. That stereotypical screech you commonly hear associated with the bald eagle is actually a red-tailed hawk. Bald eagles do not make that sound. They make more of a weird, way less cool, chirping sound. I was too old when I learned this for the first time. Story 13. Having 2 weeks vacation, or no PTO for most. In my current country, you have to take 2 weeks of mandatory leave in a row, including public holidays. I get about 7 weeks vacation a year. Story 14. Super rich televangelists like this Kenneth Copeland I learned about on Reddit. I'm American, and trust me, most of us are aware that these dudes are scumbags. Story 15. You're allowed to drive a car at 16, own guns, and sign up for the military at 18. But alcohol, behold the devil's liquid. It's only for 21 plus. There's a political history behind the drinking age. It used to be 18 not all that long ago. Story 16. A lot of people follow and worship politicians like their gods, flags, and all that shit. In the UK, it's universally acknowledged that we hate all politicians pretty much equally. I think this really started to change around the time reality TV became a thing. Now,